Welcome back to the Blood Clot channel. In today's video I will be doing a full PM on this 2019 Kenworth T680 Mx13 EPA 17. What this entails is oil change, oil filter, fuel filter. I'll also check the fluid level on the front diff, the rear diff, the coolant level, the transmission fluid level, the coolant level. I'll also check the level of the hub oil on the trailer hubs and also the tractor hubs and other stuff. Stay tuned. So in case you're wondering why I'm making this video, I've had a couple of requests from you guys, and since you guys ask, I'll just make a video of it because it is something that I do occasionally. That's like a full PM, but I always do oil change. But when it comes to checking the fluids and all of that thing, I never really record a video of such, and you guys requested it, so here it is. So going from left to right, these are some of the tools, parts and other components that you will need to do a full PM, or in other words, how I do a full PM. So this is .4 brake fluid, that's for the clutch. This is gear oil. This is for the diff. This is hub oil. This is for the front hubs, that's the steer tire and also the trailer hub. This is grease. I have multiple of these, but I just put one so that you can see. This is like diesel in this bottle. This is a grease gun. This is an empty bottle I use to catch the extra diesel when I'm doing the filter change on the water separator. I always have this, comes handy. This is a oil change kit or filter service kit. It comes with one extra filter, that's the part number. I just give the dealer my VIN number and they sell me this. You'll realize I have extra filter, so what I do when I'm doing an oil change, I use the old set and put the new set back in my inventory, so I don't keep the old one all the time. You're gonna need gloves. This is a torque wrench, half-inch ratcheting handle. This is a deep socket, it's a 32mm. This is a shallow, also 32mm or 1 1/4. This is just a reducer to use the 3/8 torque wrench because this is a half-inch. You're gonna need a ear hose for the tire pressure. This is like the connection for it. This will be connected to the truck whilst it's running to do the ear. That's the last thing that I'll do. This is the PSI gauge to read the PSI of the air. These are 12 gallon of 1540 movable Delvac. I use this right here or the Shell Rotella T6. They didn't have any T6, so that will do. As you see, I have 12, but the truck used 11. Between oil changes, I always use an extra gallon, so I always buy 12. This right here is the specialized transmission fluid for our trucks. I got this at the dealership. It's a 5 gallon bucket. This is a manual pump, both of them, to pump transmission fluid in case I'm low or stuff like that. These are just funnels to pour the engine oil in the crankcase. This is my catch can for the old engine oil, and that's a lid on board when I'm doing the greasing. I also have brake parts cleaner, I have gloves and safety glass, and that is just some of it, guys. If there's anything more, I'll let you guys know. Okay guys, so the first thing that I always do is the oil change and oil filter, then fuel filter, and then I check everything that's up front. So to begin, I drove the truck up on these blocks and rotated towards the passenger side so that this makeshift oil catch can, I bought it at Walmart, it gets enough clearance, as you can see, to slide back and forth. Then I'm going to use this 516 X key or Allen, whichever way you want to pronounce it, to let the oil drain. Whilst the oil is draining, then I'll do the filter. So let's get it started. I have everything set up, brake parts cleaner, shop rag, and all of that. So let's set up the camera. So you want to lift this lock or safety thing, lift it up, then you can rotate. I start with the filter itself, not the element. Alright guys, so we are done with everything on the filter side. These torque to 65 Newton meter with a torque wrench, and already replaced the bung. I mean, if you want, at this time you can check your coolant level. It's okay right there. And here you can do three things. You can check your filters. So on the passenger side, the intake, there's two filter to check. You just slide it off like this. This cap comes off. There's two filter. There's one, looks okay, and then there's this one, looks okay, because I have already replaced these some couple months ago. I made a video of that, so you can go ahead and check these since you're here. And then the big intake, your truck should have this right here. So to check it, all you have to do is push against this. You realize it doesn't go in, that means it's okay. So yeah, so the engine bay filters are good, my coolant level is good, filters are changed, torque to spec 65 Newton meter. Then my washer fluid is good. I had already checked my fluid level in the clutch reservoir, and that's good. So that's something that you can do since you're up front. So the next thing I'm going to do, and this is critical, after I do the oil filter, I immediately refill the engine with 11 gallon of oil so that I don't forget. So that's the next thing. Out of town, a turbo fun car. That is just gonna be full bowl trip. So
yeah, it's been a while since I was in there. There's a guy in here who drives a scat pack.
oh, up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Very hard.
Yeah.
So I bought all the parts. So guys, I already replaced the oil filters, the oil element, refill it with 11 gallon. So now I'm going to start the truck and check for oil pressure. If you don't have any oil pressure, something is wrong with how you install the filter. So here goes nothing. So as you can see, the oil pressure rose up to 40 psi. So that is the oil change right there, as you can see. Alright guys, so we're still on fluids. Already did the oil change, start the truck, check the oil level, and it's all good. So now we're going to replace the fuel filters, and these are just continuing the tools we're gonna need. This is a 1 and a quarter or 32. This is a pick to remove the o-ring. I use this guy to remove the water separator fuel holder, but there's a special tool for it. I have never gotten it, and when I use this, always work. And in case you're wondering, this is Vaseline, and this is also Vaseline. I put it on the o-ring so that it seats properly. So we're going to start with this, the top one first. Replace it, prime it, then start the truck, then move on to this. So this, I always start with this one first. So let's start. So after I let it run for maybe a couple seconds and it doesn't stall, now I'm going to move on to the water separator. As you can see, I had a catch pan. It's a smaller one in case any fuel spill, but normally I don't spill any fuel. So let's start. So I'm gonna disconnect that electrical, then I'm going to um, bleed out as much fuel in that bottle. So let's get started. works 100% of the time, and that's how I do fuel filter change. Alright guys, so we're done with oil change, oil filter, fuel filter change, and we're still continuing on fluids. So in the full PM, I would check all the fluids. As you can see, I had the truck running for a little while, so the coolant is up. So you check the coolant, that's on the passenger side. Then you go around the driver's side, you'll top off your washer fluid. You also check your power steering fluid, top that off as well. And as mentioned, I already checked this and top it off with .3 or .4 brake fluid. Then I'll go right here on both sides. I'm currently on the driver side. You're gonna pop this off, and when you pop it off, as you can see, there's markings right here. So it's at the maximum level, as you can see, and you top it off with, you're gonna top it off with this right here. This is hub oil. So this is for the steer and also for the trailer. Alright, so moving on from there, I would get my lay down board, and you want to grab a 1/2 inch drive ratcheting handle, right? Then I'm on the driver's side between the fuel tank and the wheel. That's how I get access to go under the truck. As you can see, so I'm going all the way up to the transmission on the driver's side. There's on my truck there's a bowl. You can see this bowl right here, and if you look, you see that line? Yeah, that's where you check it. But if you don't have this bowl, this is the fill plug, and the 1/2 inch impact will go in it. What you want to do is open it and take it off, and there should be just a little bit of transmission fluid coming out. If not, you top it up until transmission fluid comes out, and then you close it off, and that's fluid for the transmission. And whilst you're underneath the truck, guys, it's not a bad idea to just look around. If anything is loose, you can check these grooves to see if there's like an exhaust leak, stuff like that. Check if anything is loose or broken whilst under the truck. Everything is good, looking good so far, so yeah, now I'm going to check the differential fluid. Everything looking good. Underneath, no leaks, nothing. I had broken my tank, patch it, still holding on. Check for leaks, check for wires, listen for air leaks, stuff like that. So, to check for the diff, this is the front diff, right? So you're gonna look for the fill plug. It uses a 1/2 inch ratcheting handle that fits in it, or the 1/2 inch extension. You're gonna open it and look for fluid to leak out, and it uses the 7590 gear oil, differential oil. As I said, I had already done it, but so I'm just showing you guys. Like, then the rear diff, it's the same thing. It's right there. It's a 1/2 inch. Let me just do this one so you guys can see. See, there's diff oil coming out. As I said, guys, I have done this before, and it's the same procedure to replace a diff fluid. The drain is right here, you refill it right here. So yeah, and then to finalize the fluids, we go back on the trailer, pop these off. It has a level marker on it, so you pop these off. You do it for both sides, and you top it off, and that's how you do fluid. So next up is grease and then air. Check all the tire pressure, make sure they are at 110. And my front my front steer tire, they take 123 psi, but I put 120. The rest is 110. So let's start that segment. Alright guys, so we're at the greasing stage, and this stage is like the more time consuming. So I always start from the rear or back of the truck, and as you can see, I'm up on those blocks again so that I can fit good underneath. So you're going to need some paper towel, something to clean, and obviously the grease gun. On each axle on the rear there's 4, so if you can look, there's one right there, and you have to go up top to see the other one. It's on the top right here. So I'm gonna show you when I go on the top. So let's grease this one first until you see grease protruding through here. So yeah, let's start. So I grease both, and if you can look right here, there's grease protruding. Then you have to look for the other one. It's right by the wheel on both sides, right here. So let's do that one. So as you can see, it's right there. So this axle has 4. This axle has 4. It's the same thing. So on both rear axle it's 8. So let's do those. Alright guys, so we're done with both driveline and it's 8. Some of these drive shaft at these U-joints, some of them have a grease point. My truck doesn't have it, so always check your truck. So it all where these join, there will be grease point. Also going up, there's one right there for the transmission. There's one on the transmission. That's this guy right here. This one is not currently connected, as you can see. That's how I got the truck. So if I try to grease it, it will just go in the transmission itself, like in the bell housing, and cause a mess. So I don't know how to fix that as yet. I have to play with it. But this is also a grease point. I think it's for the throw bearing. So going forward, I'm under the truck by the way, and heading up towards. So here is where most of the grease points are. If you can look, there's one underneath right here, and there's one right here. There's also one right here. There's one on this as well. So those are all of them. So if you can look, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest is up top. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing on both sides. So 1, go underneath, 2, go right here, 3, and 1 behind here, 4, and 1 right here. So let me try and get those done. So we're finished with underneath. As you can see, the grease is oozing out. So I've done it on both sides. So up top we have this right here. It's on the steering box. Then we have on the steering shaft we have two, so that's one right there, and there's another one right there. So that's it for up top. So 1, 2, 3. Then I will go around the trailer to do ones on the trailer. So yeah. And as you can see, it's oozing out. You can see it's oozing out. Yeah. And if you go around the passenger side, you can see it's oozing there, and there. So let's go to the part where most people neglect, and that's the trailer. So underneath the trailer there's 8 in total. So on each axle 4, on each side of the axle 2. So one is gonna be right here, and if you look right here, there's another one. So let's get greasing. 8 in total. So guys, so on the trailer side of things, there's 8 in total, 2 on each wheel. So time to move to the front of the trailer. I went ahead and grease underneath here for the 5th wheel. There's another grease point. Where I think most people miss, and it's this guy right here. It's the landing gear. So let's finish greasing this landing gear and finalize the greasing procedure. There's also 2 on the other side. So we have over there and over here.
I didn't know I was looking for you. Yeah, when I pulled up, I said, I don't see that. Yeah. You see me right here. I don't think I see like over there. And please look at that. I'll call it. Whole white thing right here on my head. It's all white, it's black and white. Yeah, big old black and white thing on my head. Big, great body, you just soak it up face. No, I did not see me. Talk about 150. Figured it wouldn't be into the library all my life.
And here again on the landing gear, there's two other grease fitting right here. So three, so that's 1, 2, 3, 2 over that side. So yeah. Alright guys, so we're at the final stage of this full PM, and these are the tools I recommend you have. This is a tire pressure gauge. This is also a tire pressure gauge, but it's digital. I had this one for maybe 5 years, so I still keep it. This is just the inflator end for the line. So this is what you should do. This is the trailer supply. You want to pull it out, then go around here, take off that guy, then you connect this end. Connect that in like so. and you want to start the truck. Recommend you cruise control on and turn up the RPMs. Then you up in the supply. Guys, if you're unsure what PSI to inflate your tires, universally they do 110 PSI, but I can teach you something that I've learned a very long time. So each tire is specifically made to each manufacturer, and on the tire they place recommendations. So this is a Michelin right here, and if you can see, the information is all on the tire. So this is a single, this is a stair tire, and if you can look right there, it says 123 psi cold. So on a cold day or early morning, that's when I normally inflate my tires, so I run these at 120. If you move back to the drive, it's on it also. So these are duals and it says 120. So this is a Vitor brand, and this one is an Ironman right here. And if you look again, maximum load 110. So I pump these 110, and it's the same thing for all tires. So if you're unclear, you can always check the tires to know which PSI to inflate your tires. So guys, the final thing that you can do for a full PM is check the inside of the cab, the filters that are inside. So there's one behind here, and there's also one underneath the bunk it's right there. But because my truck have a electric AC system, I have another filter behind here. If you're asking the question, how would you know if this filter is bad? I made a video about. It's very simple. All you can do is turn the truck on, then you're gonna put your AC on full blast and turn on recirc. If the air that is coming out of here is not powerful, then you know that filter is ready for change. So that's one way how to do that. Also, you can do the same thing to check if the filter underneath the hood is bad as well. Just turn this so the outside air come in, and I don't know if you can hear it, it's very strong. So if the filter is blocked up, it won't be that strong. So yeah. So in conclusion, guys, this is how I would do a full PM, but normally I would do a full PM. Hear me out. I drive between 100,000 and 140,000 miles per year. So I normally change my oil between 30,000 miles and 40,000 miles. So I would normally do an oil change 4 to 5 times per year. Also, I grease my truck. I aim to grease my truck every 3 weeks or once per month, every 4 weeks. And the fifth wheel, I tend to grease it twice per week. That's on a Wednesday, or when I'm home for a 34-hour reset. I normally grease the fifth wheel. But if I have to drop my trailer to pick up or deliver, I just go ahead and grease it right away. The diff fluids, I check them occasionally, like every 2 months or so. The filters, they have a service interval every 200,000 miles, so I'll check accordingly. And finally, I normally check my tire pressures every 3 weeks when I grease the truck, or when I can, because it's quick and simple. If your tires aren't holding pressure, which they should, that means you have a leak somewhere and you should check it out. So on a normal basis, I would do a full PM because I have different intervals where I do oil changes, grease the truck, check the tire pressure, filters, etc. So I'm just making this video because you guys asked for it. So if you had found anything useful or valuable from this video, you can comment, and you can even rate this PM. Tell me if it's what you had expected, or I should have done something more, or just comment on a general basis. But as I said before, on a normal basis, I wouldn't do a full PM because I keep up certain maintenance at different intervals, so there's no need for me to do a full PM all the time. So if you had found this useful, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, just keep trucking. Peace. I'm out.